Good morning. It's a late morning, but it is still morning. I was going to work in the garden, but I left the water running all night. So it's a little foggy. So I won't be doing that. I did buy some plants. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in my flower bed. And then we need to do some water moving. I don't technically have to move water. I have to move lines to get them ready for tomorrow. And then I have a couple things at the barn I need to do to get ready for this weekend where we're going to be breeding. I have to figure out where I'm going to put my ram groups. I have to figure out where I'm going to put my breeding groups. Kind of out of room because my barn is a disaster, so I need to figure that out. Where are you going, Ned? He's on a mission. We've had this big gun, I guess is what you'd call it, on some of the trees in the pasture where the lambs are. And we decided since everything out here was burning up, we better get some water on it. And this is really the only way we can get water on it. So I'm just gonna move it. I'll put it on this riser here. And then we have a slew of risers that go along that fence line. And I will just continually move it every day. So we'll let it run 24 hours. And then every morning I will go ahead and move it just like I'm moving the other wheel lines. And hopefully we can get some stuff to green up again. Need to move this wheel line all the way back to the tree line. And then tomorrow we'll go ahead and start it there. I think tonight when he gets home we're gonna have to pull the pipe on the pump and figure out what's stuck in there because we're still not getting the pressure we need. So we've only got one line running. Well, I didn't quite make it all the way. My motor was getting hot and it was like starting to slow down really bad. So I shut it off, but it's okay because I have to go around to the other side anyway and take off that other section. I need to take off, this section right here because the fence makes a jog, and so if I don't pull off this part, then it'll hit the fence. All right, got that unhooked. So I will go ahead and finish rolling this one to the fence. And this one, you can see way down there, it's almost touching. There was enough room for me to get through, but yeah, I could probably do one more roll, but I prefer not to break things, so I'm gonna leave it where it is. Okay, now all the way back around to grab the hose and get it all hooked up for tomorrow. And all hooked up for tomorrow. That'll make my morning simpler. So I have 4 breeding groups, and basically I need to make this, and this into 4 pens. I did think about using the 2 that are outside, the one that my little lamb is in, but I don't want to move her. So I think I'm going to try and I did last year. I did all 4 pens in here last year. But we've stolen all the panels to fix holes other places. So I don't know that I have enough panels to make it work. Now I did think about sectioning this off right here, this section here, and making this kind of one section, and then dividing this one over here into 2 parts
and just have 3 pens, because 2 of the rams I'm using are related to each other.
They both have this, actually, I guess all 4 that I'm using. The 2 older ones have the same dad, and the 2 younger ones have the same dad. So I could just make 2 pens and throw them in, but I really hate playing Who's Your Daddy? And I guess technically it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't cross any of the younger or older with each other. I could do that and maybe just put different color paint on them so that I knew exactly which one got it bred. See, I like knowing who the daddy is because then I can assess my rams based on my lambs. So my 2 younger ones, Viper and Torpedo, they are both AI with Lucane semen, Lucane, whatever. And so they both share the same dad. Now, one of them throws really good lambs and one of them throws so-so lambs. But because I've always thrown them together, I'm not really 100% sure which is which. Now, last year I did have Viper by himself for several lambs, and they were pretty decent. So I prefer separating them. Of my 2 older rams, one consistently only throws singles. I've never gotten twins out of a ewe I've bred him to. But he has superb genetics. So, do I keep him and just accept the fact that I'm only going to get singles? Or do I get rid of him? But I like those genetics. And his daughters do throw twins and triplets. So, it's one of those that I don't believe the whole, you have a ewe that is a single, she'll only give you singles. I've had a few that have done it that way, but for the majority, no. Most of my singles will give me twins. I have very few that will only give me singles. And I have a lot of these were my older ewes that I've already gotten rid of, but a lot of them that came to me as twins and triplets would only give me singles. Consistently only give me singles. So I don't buy that whole whatever they're born as is what you're going to get. I think it all comes down to breeding, to genetics, to ram genetics, what you breed them to, as well as your feed schedule. That's a whole video all of its own. Anyway, I think I am going to just separate them into 4 groups. That is my own personal preference. I don't like to flock breed. My husband does. I don't. I like knowing who the daddy is. I like knowing what I'm getting from each ewe for that ram, especially when I have some ewes that are excellent with this ram but horrible with that ram. I just like knowing. So I need to figure out how to make this space into 4 pens, because I would prefer to keep them inside. It's a little cooler in here compared to just being outside in the outdoor pens. So I'm probably going to have to take down some of these panels. No, that won't work. I'll have to do some thinking. But it's like 1:30. I'm going to go do lunch, and then I'll be back.
We are in the process of getting the car off the trailer, but it has no go, so we can't get it over the hump on the ramps. He's gone to go get the loader so that we can just pull it off. Doesn't sound like there's any saving the car at all. Well, we did get it off. We had to use the loader and pull it off from the trailer, and then took it back to the neighbor. But yeah, I think it's a goner.